Alright, this is going to be a shorter video, just a continuation of the video I made earlier of the old Chautauqua plant, the DP&L plant. Really blocked because of the fence. But anyway, I wanted to film this part. This will be shorter, but I wanted to film this as well because this is where we would enter driving into work. This is where, at least part of where the workers parked. So this used to be a parking lot back when I worked here, and it stretched way over there. As you can see, here's an old booth. Look at that. That's pretty interesting. And this is where we would drive in early in the morning, usually around 5, from what I recall. 5 in the morning, maybe 6. And we would get our tokens. That was the procedure, basically. And we would keep those tokens and then turn them in when we left. One thing that was interesting about this job, and even though, like I said, I hated it, but in many ways, I don't know, it's weird. It's like, I hated it, but I look back on it kind of a nostalgic way, I suppose. It's kind of like a fondness associated with it, I guess, in a way. Because I did, even though, like I said, I couldn't stand most of the people that I worked with, including my bosses or the foreman. But there were some people there that were really interesting. There were a lot of what we call travelers, people that weren't from here, and they would travel from all over the place and live here while they were completing this assignment. There were a lot of guys from Louisiana, for example, Lake Charles, Louisiana. There was one foreman in particular from Florida. They came really from all over the place. Most of them from Ohio, from what I remember, but not just Dayton. They were from, a lot of them from Lima, from Cleveland, Cincinnati. There were a lot of arguments that took place. It was funny between the Bengals fans and the Browns fans and other fans from other areas. So there were things about it that were pretty interesting, from what I recall, even though the job itself I just really detested. And I remember standing right over there near those smokestacks the first day reporting to work. I wish I could zoom in. And there are railroad tracks right over there. And I remember the train passing by really early in the morning, and fall had just begun, and it was a pretty cold for early fall. And I remember standing out there waiting to get my job assignments. And I thought, wow, what am I doing here? But I made some really good money, met some interesting people, even though, like I said, for the most part, I hated it. Anyway, I wanted this on film because I don't know, I may never get back around this area again. In fact, I'm probably going to be heading back to New York here soon, and I'm doing what I can in the interim to get some footage of places around here in Dayton, places that have been part of my life, and this is definitely one of them.